My name is Mili. My pronouns are they, them. I am the Leadership Programs Coordinator at the Hargis Leadership Institute. So I get the honor to close out the semester with you guys for Leadership Development Series. We're talking about leadership in just kind of times of change, times that might be uncertain, confusing. Yeah, so today we'll focus on adaptation and really explore the value of that as a leadership skill. Let's talk through some of the ways that the world is changing. We have got, technological innovation. Self-healing materials. There's self-healing concrete. It makes our roads more efficient. It reduces carbon capture. We have AI. We have wearable technology everywhere. We have medical innovation that's also changing our leadership landscape. The mRNA vaccines, the first one for COVID-19, right? Systems metabolic engineering is a lot like those self-healing materials and making things more efficient, changing the processes we have. CRISPR-Cas9, we had our first kind of sickle cell disease cure, in the works through that this year. We also have, increasing globalization that's impacting our leadership. So Crepe Myrtle, I hope y'all have cars or ways to get around town. If you haven't been, that's our Asian market in town. We also have Temu, I don't know how to pronounce it. I haven't bought stuff off of it, but all these worldwide, global marketplaces, and Zoom, we're connecting with these people across the world, connecting with their ideas and their beliefs too. And then, we've got, social change, so renewable energy is becoming more and more in demand in our world. Also things like natural disasters, we just saw tornado weather recently, or floods, or landslides, social unrest. All of that is important in how we think about our leadership and maybe the teams we're working with, what values they have, and how that's all going to work together in our changing world. So let's move over to some changes that are unique to you in your identity as a student. I think everyone struggles with time management, balancing all these different priorities. Balancing also self-care. You're all leaders. You all have to figure out how to be well in your leadership. Navigating peer dynamics. So, college is this transformative time, You're full of changes while you're going through this experience. You're meeting new people. You're learning from these worldviews. So all of these are changes. Any other changes or challenges that you want to throw out there that are unique to your identity as a student? We have a lot of people in here, so I really want some participation today. What are some unique challenges that you face as a student? Yeah.
Maybe some people are new to financial challenges behind being a student, housing and loans and whatnot. So.
Absolutely. Housing, tuition, living life, financial stress. Yeah. Anything else that's a challenge? Yeah.
Living by yourself for the first time.
Living by yourself for the first time. Absolutely. Thank you. Anything else? Can you say that again? Tuition fees, again, those finances. So just all these myriad of changes and things that we're dealing with during this time. So for our session today, I want to focus on these different groups that we're part of, on the different challenges we're facing in our leadership roles, in our life. We're gonna think through these challenges and also brainstorm solutions in the rest of our session today through these skills of adaptive leadership. So we'll think through our challenge through some of the core skills of adaptation as a leadership quality. We'll also look at some practical strategies that you can implement during these times of uncertainty and change. And then we'll wrap up with kind of identifying, networks, resources, people you already have access to that you can leverage and just get more help, more support accomplishing your ideas. So let's take about 2 minutes. You can write on your phone. If you have a piece of paper, write on there. Think about the groups that you're part of. Think about a challenge you're facing. This can also be in terms of a goal. So Right, it's the end of the year, lots of changes are going on. You can think about it in terms of a goal for the spring semester, before graduation, anything like that. But I'm gonna set a timer. Let's take 2 minutes to think through what your leadership challenge is, and then we'll check back in. All right, that is time. So please take some extra time up here. Would anyone like to share their leadership challenge? Yeah.
One of mine is balancing independence with collaboration.
Balancing independence with collaboration. What a good one. Thank you for sharing. Anybody else want to share? It's not scary at all. Yeah.
I said navigating complexities. So like I'm supposed to graduate in the spring, and I've
Okay.
been trying to find jobs for after graduation. And that's
Yeah.
kind of difficult.
Yeah, absolutely. Such a complex situation towards that end of the time here. What else can I get? Yeah, one more.
I said cooperation because working with a lot of different people with a lot of different problems, trying to get in one, like maybe a club, everyone
Yeah.
together is really hard right now.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you all for sharing. We'll dive a little bit more, so we'll define our problems a little better and then brainstorm solutions. First, let's look at these core skills a little bit more. So adaptability, our first one, that speaks to, right, being able to pivot, deal with uncertainty, manage ambiguity. Emotional intelligence, that really speaks to your personal self-awareness. A couple leadership development series ago, we did true colors, talking, through communication across boundaries, really learning to be self-aware of yourself and others' communication styles. Resilience is speaking to how we deal with failure, how we deal with stress, how we incorporate constructive criticism into our learning. And then vision setting, that's talking about forming your own vision, coming up with your clear goals or values, and then aligning that with your team, with your project, and motivating people to accomplish those goals. So through these skills, we're gonna move into our first activity. Hopefully you've already gotten sort of the what, who, why, when, where, the 5 W's of your problem written out. I want you to take about 3 minutes, set another timer, and let's brainstorm a list of uncertainties related to your problem. So we all have very different types of problems. When we're thinking about uncertainties, these are things we don't know, things we want to know, ideas for where you might find out this information, or just other things that are difficult and maybe obstructing you from getting where you want. So I will set a timer for 3 minutes, write down these uncertainties, and then we'll partner up and move on with our next activity. Next, we are gonna partner up with somebody ideally sitting right next to you. Let's share about our problem, our list of uncertainties, take turns. Maybe let's be mindful of our volume since we have a packed house, but just turn and share with the person next to you. And then look at your partner's list of uncertainties. Think about these questions. So for any of those things that maybe they're feeling uncertain about, what do you have knowledge about that you can offer? Even if it doesn't seem, like it's gonna solve the problem, what is a small piece of information you can offer? And what are some solutions you can propose? This doesn't have to fix the problem. Again, we're still brainstorming, we're still defining our problem. I will set a timer for 7 minutes. So discuss, and then we'll share out after. We're gonna keep diving into our leadership challenge here. So next, let's talk through some practical strategies for actually navigating these complex times. These are a couple of strategies that are helpful, and then we'll dive into the 6 thinking hats activity next. But so situational leadership, of course, that is a big part of adaptive capabilities. We're reading the situation, we're thinking about what new needs are coming up, what new problems are coming up, and adjusting based on that. Decision-making frameworks, there's SWOT analysis. If any of y'all are engineers, a lot of the engineering design process can take you through decision-making as well. And then 6 thinking hats is what we'll do next to kind of brainstorm some more solutions for our problem. And conflict resolution, mediating, active listening, building trust in relationships, some of those things that we talked through in the RISE model that HLI has, all very important in adapting and then dealing with these complex situations. So let's get back with our partners. We're gonna take turns wearing each of these hats. So there's 6 different colors of hats. Every color represents something different. So this white hat, this is about, again, facts, what information you're missing, where you might go to get it. We'll practice with all of these hats at once, so I'll explain what each of them are with your partners. You'll take turns wearing each of these hats, as in thinking through your challenge, your uncertainties through these different lenses. So the green hat, it's all about creative thinking. When you're wearing the green hat, what you're really doing is brainstorming as much as you can. No solution, no idea is like too out there. Everything is welcome when you're in the green hat zone. The yellow hat, this is about optimism, so really seeing the best in all of those ideas that we've brainstormed, looking for the positives in a lot of different ideas. Kind of opposite to that, the black hat is about judgment, and so we're really assessing risk when we're wearing the black hat. It's about maybe things could go wrong, how we might anticipate, something happening in the future, a consequence. The red hat is kind of making space for feelings. So this is, I think the best way I can describe it is like going with your gut feeling or creating space to listen to that. As a leader, especially in these like difficult, changing times, sometimes you might just have like intuition telling you what an idea or path forward that would be good might be. And while we're wearing the red hat, those feelings are not to be dismissed. We're gonna hone in on them and just see what ideas that can contribute to. And then finally, the blue hat is making sure that we're listening to all of these different voices, all of these different hats while we're going through our decision-making process. So, do we have any questions, first of all, about any of the hats or how you might play that role, thinking through your problem? Okay, so with your partner again, let's think through your problem, take turns wearing each of these hats together and discussing your problem some more. I'm gonna give us about 15 minutes for this part since there's quite a few hats we'll go through. And then through this activity, we're hopefully more clearly defining our problem and having a better idea of what solutions we can try to follow. That make sense? Okay, I'll set a timer for 15 minutes, group up with your partners, and then we'll come back. Let's just hear about what this process was like. What did you learn from thinking through some of these different hats? Anyone want to share? Maybe uncover any fears you didn't realize before, maybe any intuitive decisions that you're leaning towards now. What did y'all talk about? Yeah, thank you.
I was just thinking, like, it made me think of some stuff that I haven't really put much thought into
Okay.
when I actually read it and I had to actually think about stuff.
Do you want to give us an example of maybe
So,
something new?
I'm just my problem is my time management and just getting things done. And I guess the fear was I didn't really think about what would happen if I just am not able to get things done.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Thank you for sharing. Anybody else? Was this process helpful? Yeah. That's good. Thinking through all of these different lenses, right, is just a way of being an adaptable leader. It's like practicing all of these different viewpoints that we're gonna look at a problem through. Come up with all these different approaches. You can come up with a list of things to even try out, and that way you just have more trial and error options, more opportunities to learn. Let's finish up this activity. So your leadership challenge that you've been thinking about this whole time, I want you to write that out in just one sentence. I want to hear about some of these. And then if you have any solutions that are kind of raising to the top right now, also write those out. And I'd love to hear your one sentence kind of descriptions of your challenges when you're ready. We are going to have to wait in silence, so somebody's got to be brave. Let's hear some challenges. We're all dealing with new things, right? Thank you.
I struggle with working within a group.
Working within a group, okay, thank you. So can you tell us like the one sentence that you've got written down?
That's pretty much what I said.
Working with a group, cool. Any big solutions coming up for you so far?
I really just think like acting more as a leader. is
Okay.
Most effective in a group.
Yeah.
I think that would be a solution.
Thank you for sharing. I appreciate it. Thanks for being here. Anybody else? Yeah, thank you.
One of my leadership challenges is overcoming introversion.
Yeah. Thank you for sharing. Do you have any solutions that are coming up yet?
I mean, there's like, I've heard jobs that fit within my degree that are like database is like you're more independent, but I also work on like my soft skills for when I need to collaborate.
Yeah, absolutely. Need a balance of both. Anybody else? What are these challenges or goals, right, that we're setting for this new year? Yeah.
My leadership challenge is building confidence in my own technical skills
Nice.
to like express my like real knowledge.
Okay. Cool. That's a powerful sentence. Any solutions coming up for you so far?
Honestly, no.
Yeah, that's fair.
Still thinking about it.
That's my timer from before. We'll stop that. Thank you for sharing. Any other challenges? What's coming up for y'all in the new year? Yeah,
Mine is public speaking.
public speaking.
And
Okay.
the solution is by simply just raising my hand like right now.
Yeah.
and talking from myself.
Yeah, well, thank you for doing that. As somebody who, like, all through undergrad, I was like, if I need to raise my hand in class, my heart's gonna, like, beat so fast, and I'm gonna be so nervous, and I have to just rehearse everything in my head before I say it. Maybe you relate to some of that, but, right, we practice, like, come up with solutions to try to get better at these things. I'll take one more challenge that we're dealing with. Yeah?
For me, I am a leader in one of my student organizations,
Nice.
and so trying to get members to buy in more and create opportunities for them to engage.
Absolutely. Any solutions for you?
I think just creating more and more opportunities, more frequent opportunities for them to engage as an organization.
Nice. Yeah, I'm definitely trying to do that too. We have a brand new Oregon campus I'm advising, and we're trying to grow our membership. So building more opportunities for people to engage has been great. Thank you all for sharing. I hope through some of these exercises, we're just practicing clarifying our problem. Having clarity in that first kind of initial step can maybe lessen our anxieties and just help us move towards some of those solutions. And then these exercises are also providing different perspectives, different ways to think about adapting or being flexible to these solutions that we're coming up with. So we're going to end with just talking about some additional tips for you all. I really recommend leveraging the people that you have access to. And so this can be as simple as coming over to HLI. You can pop into me and Yoko's office at any point and just tell us about what you're dealing with. We'll see if we can brainstorm any sort of help. Your friends, your professors, your advisors, all these great people on campus want to be a mentor for you. They want to hear about what you're doing, what you're struggling with, how they can help you. Peer support, I remember that being so important. For me as a student undergrad, now while I'm doing my master's, it's also so important having that community of support around you. And then also leveraging some of these campus resources. So career services, campus life is so helpful. And yeah, brainstorming things for leaders of student organizations. And I would also say career services, some of the collaborations and opportunities we've created with HLI have been really useful for our students. So accessing professional clothing, getting ready for career fairs and resume prep, those are all opportunities that can just help you in different ways. So I've got some recommendations on the next slide. Think about who you can ask for help. Yeah, my first recommendation is coming up with that vision that you have. So think about your problem, think about the people, the groups that you're serving, what needs they have, who you're really trying to help, right? And clarify your problem so that you're able to communicate it well with this team. Communicating your problem while you're developing solutions, a big part of gaining trust or having buy-in in a variety of different situations is being transparent. So while you're collaborating, we're always trying to kind of dismantle these like power hierarchies, right? We're trying to work with each other as much as we can, be collaborative, be equal. So really try to embody that in your leadership. Bring people in. We're not just one leader with a bunch of followers. We're all leaders all together. And lastly, change, difficulty, it's all an opportunity to grow. It's all an opportunity to maybe meet new people, learn new skills, and just practice adapting, practice dealing with stress, because it gets easier the more we practice.